says I'm live. How is everyone? How's stuff going? Doing some live reads today. Let's see who's on. I'm going to share out. I do have a few decks of cards today, so live won't go too long, probably about an hour. And I will share to a few places, so let me know if you guys are on. Want to see how things are going? Are you enjoying this Lionsgate portal energy? I'm trying different times as well to do the lives at. Let's see. See if I can get out. Hello, is anybody on? It says there's still one watching. It may be me. It may be a little laggy today. I know that there's some stuff going on. Let me know what you guys are experiencing today. I do have a few decks here. I'm going to share it to a few places as well. Hi, how is everyone who's in here right now? I don't know. I know a lot of people are. I'm probably gonna do one this weekend as well. So coming up tomorrow and whatnot, I will be doing readings on here. I'll do a live stream, get it all set up for people. How is everyone experiencing after the Lionsgate, the energy? How are people going through with any emotional purging? What's the resonance you're feeling? What are you seeing in your own environment around you? The interactions with people. Has your perception in a way changed, and the way that you're viewing the world? You're more than welcome to share the link. It would help out. I'm just posting in a few spaces as well. Let's see what comes in. Who would like to come in? Say hi if you pop on. I will be doing more lives. I'll try scheduling them, and this way it'll can get them. You'll have a time for it. And if you guys find any times that you are available more, let me know. Let's see. I don't know who's on. Alright, I do have some cards here, guys. Let me know what you guys would want. A reading, we can do quick ones here. We can do a collective read in a minute. I am sharing out to a few places right now. A few people, if they'd like to jump in. If you'd like to view the gallery, you can click on the link here that I have within our comment box. If you hear any background noise, we do have a puppy dog upstairs somewhere. We have another. We're sharing a space here, so let me know how the sound quality is as well. I am here to offer any kind of, like, if you want to talk about your emotions right now, what's going on in your space. Like I said, I'm just sharing out, so give me a few seconds and I will come back to you guys with a reading. I think I did a few of them right now. Alright, not sure who else is on, and I will start a read in a minute. I got a few likes already as it is. Thank you, whoever it is. Alright. Say hi. Let me see if I can update the comment section on here. I don't know. Again, I don't know how laggy it is. Whoever popped in, I'm going to start with a collective read right now. Turn my phone off. I still have that on. Alright. I'm starting with the Animals Divine Tarot deck. I'm going to do a collective read. We're going to do a past, present, future right now. And, hello Sandy. Hi. I think I remember you before. Okay. Also manifesting love in my life. Grateful for guidance. Thank you. Alright, I was going to do a collective read, but I can do a card for you if you'd like, and then do a collective read and the next one coming in. Illness and letting go of a lot of wounds. Yeah, a lot of us are going through this purgings thing, right? Where we're not required to hold on to everything that is being that we've been holding on to. It manifests as pain sometimes in our body. We'll carry it, right? We're not meant to carry it. So this is where spirit, source, we're being asked to, in a way, again, release all of things that are not required, but also to go through them. So feel them, right? Feel the whatever emotion it is, whether it's sadness, whether it's grief, whether it's anger, to feel it, understand it. Where is it coming from, right? Why is it in our space? Why is it in our body? Where is it in our body? If you're not aware of like how the body holds on to it and where in the location in the body, can tell you why that anger is there, what particular chakra was it aligned to. Alright, so I had two cards that actually came flying out here. What I have is, this is for you Sandy, I have Judgment and I have Five of Pentacles. So I have the Judgment card. I feel like it's Judgment and Five of Pentacles is being out in the cold kind of mentality, right? Left out in the cold, this bit of abandonment. Kind of feels like that your lifestyle and the way are living or have been living has been critiqued and judged harshly in a way, and that you are, again, you're looking for manifesting love in your life. The abundance part, Pentacles, is also the heart part of this, right? This harsh criticism on how you want to experience. We are here to experience the construct we're in. Matrix, construct, simulation, Earth, Gaia, whatever it is you want to call it, right? You're here to live and be in this experience. However it is that you want to, with the morals of, again, harmlessness of all things, right? So we're not causing harm to another person or going out with causing harm to anything else. So for somebody to judge or dictate how you should experience it or should be feeling is not correct on themselves. Hi, good afternoon, Jerry. It's not a correct way to do that, right? It brings you to control, it brings you to conversion, it puts you in your own self-judgment. So I feel like you've questioned that your heart space wasn't good enough, that you are always not changing, very stable, right? That you couldn't shift to see somebody else's perspective. And I feel like that's caused us a lot of shame and guilt even on you. So I have the fox, which is highly adaptable, but the fox isn't as adaptable when it's out in the cold, right? And then Judgment card, which is Gao Yao. And normally is somebody that is, we have the goat, right? Very jolly kind of person. And he's putting fruits, he's putting peaches actually in the water for abundance, right? He's putting this in the water for an offering. The water's being your emotion. So I feel like you've given a lot of your energy away, and so what's coming back, you're not getting receiving back, right? You're kind of being left with the baggage to carry. Um, Starting over in your life and want. Okay, so we have Five of Cups, the alligator. Now, the Five of Cups, you have two fives, so you have this change, right? Five of Cups, the alligator, he's kind of he wasn't in a good space. I feel like you were not in a good space to grow, right? To have this blossoming. He's in this space where the waters are very murky. There's a lot of algae, right? It's not free flowing. It's not very easily sunning. Sometimes that's really good for an alligator to go into, right? So the Five of Cups is also talking about this shift in the heart space and bring in more joy. So, okay, so a lot of the questions I'll ask is if you, and I feel like you're already on this path, if you didn't have to worry about anything, like no basic necessities, housing, money, anything that there is a requirement for you to live here, right? What do you want to do? If you had everything that was taken care of, no worries about anything in the world, what do you want to do? What is it that brings you joy? What does you want to create, right? Those, when you answer those questions for yourself, that's even your self-love. You're giving it to yourself. It's something that comes inside of you. That's, in a way, a purpose. And it doesn't have to be the same purpose your entire life. It can be defined and reworked at any point in your life, right? Sometimes our purpose is also saying kind words to a stranger. That day in that situation, that was the purpose, right? So these things can actually be our purpose without having to be so overly meaningful, right? It has meaning to you if you really step back and look at it. So this is the part, the introspecting part, right? These are emotional cards right now, but these are also talking about heart space. Pentacles can also be abundance of the heart, right? Abundance in your soul. Hello, Shakti. Welcome back again. Thank you. So what I'm getting at, this is the end of this being left in the cold. This is not leaving yourself out in the cold. This is, don't do the self-judgment on yourself. I'm suggest that. But also, no more of this stagnicity, right? You're coming out of this stagnant water, these murky waters in a way. The alligator is incredibly patient in the waters. So this is also Five of Cups is saying in your love life, right? In your self-love for yourself, the change. Bring there, you have worth, you have value, you know this, you're starting this, right? I love being in nature and animals. Okay, so that part of your soul that nurtures nature and animals, right? Even a community garden. How can you help to create a good habitat space, a Zen garden even? Those are great options, right? I actually have these are a different card. This was a deck brought to my attention by Kaliyeth, who was in one of our last lives. And it's kind of a soul searching kind of deck. So I'm going to throw this one out here, but I do believe that, or suggest that in a way, a good thing would be to, again, like creating a small habitat, a Zen garden experience, right? Sometimes what we give and do for ourselves, even like the art for myself, you can also, I do that because I like to paint, but it's also people can enjoy it, right? They can enjoy the experience. So people can join in on the experience. People can enjoy getting informed on it. So therefore, whatever you create, it also has soul value, enrichment, environmental enrichment to other people. It does. People feel it, right? People are more, nowadays, they've been so brought into a system where it gives them numbness or depression that people are looking for that thing to feel, right? The next sensory experience. But also finding out who they are even without the sensory experiences. Who are you with nothing else, right? If you were just you in a room of nothing, who are you? What do you want to experience? What would you imagine? Are you defined by your surroundings? Are you defined by the content in your soul, right? Oh, I don't like, I know they're jumping on here, but that's okay. So, let me see if I can, some option. There we go. Okay. So, I'm going to draw one of these. These are, maybe give a little bit more insight for us. There we go. Alright. Where you're at, where you are right now, is where you're supposed to be. So don't compare yourself to others. That only adds pressure. So then that would be the self-judgment, right? Take each day as it comes and for what it is. You are a better person than you were yesterday. Growth isn't easy, but you've got this. Again, so these are words for affirmation for you. That again, you're shifting into this, you're changing this. This is for Sandy. Anybody else coming in you'd like to request a reading for, let me know. If you'd like to share out, that'd be awesome. And I can drop a few cards. I will do a collective read as well at some point during the reading. I might do 2 or more, depends. So where you're at right now is the culmination of you taking all these steps in your life. The gauntlet run that a lot of us go through is so that we know what doesn't feel our soul, right? It doesn't feed our soul. It is not our soul, right? What is not in our soul. So a lot of times, a lot of light workers, a lot of ascended masters, they go through this amount of what isn't correct in order to understand what is correct, right? What isn't correct is a limitation in a 3D world. So you're where you're supposed to be. So, and every day that you take, make sure that you're giving yourself that gratitude. Don't do the self judgment. If somebody else is judging you, they're judging themselves, right? So give yourself that gratitude, right? Give yourself that self worth, the respect, the value. You're here, you're alive, you get to experience this. Yes, and a lot of the physical symptoms can be, again, we shed, we get like pains in your body because some of it comes, it gets stuck in places because that's where we're holding on the tension or a memory from, right? The emotion of. So sometimes even the one step, even if it's a baby step, it's still a step, right? So if you know you want as a goal, you want to enrich yourself in the community, you want to open up a way to help animals, whether that is through an adoption event or through a caretaking event, a nurturing event. Um, just what is the first step that you can to bring that into your existence, right? Exactly. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So don't compare yourself to others. That would be the judgment. That would be, you're not. We're not going back into that, right? Other people are on their own experience, their own path. Um, it doesn't matter, like people say, in age. If you're 20, you're supposed to have done this. That's the cookie cutter limitation. That's the another brick in the wall. That's the conveyor belt of what a human experience should be, based on a system that is pretty broken. So how you want to experience this is up to you at any point in your life. You could be at any age and start something. It's never too late. It is never, the time itself is the illusion on this. So, again, if even the goal of being a better person than you were yesterday, if you can accomplish one more thing that you wanted to do, if you had a to do list, and let's say you didn't get done with it yesterday and you really wanted the one thing on the list, just put it on the top of the list the next day, right? And if something comes in to deter you from completing maybe that one or two, three things, it's you having experience, right? Sometimes the diversion, the detour, leads us to an experience that we never thought we would have. Yes, I'm forgiving and being more gentle to myself, allowing myself to open my heart to love. Your heart already feels love. It already is love, right? So the open part, that's the vulnerability that we feel, right? Feeling vulnerable. Sometimes people fear feeling vulnerable because other people have judged or took advantage of or put something on us or taken something that we couldn't give in a way, right? And mostly it's in a material space. Love is a resonance, it's a frequency. Bliss is a frequency. The heaven space is a frequency. It will go out everywhere, it will come out of you, right? And it comes inside of you. You are it, it is you. So therefore, no matter if you're spreading love, you're going out there, your heart wants love, it is love, it is opening to shining out, right? If somebody else is going to have a reaction to it that may be negative towards you, you're not intentionally putting anything harmful out. Your heart is already love, right? So once you do that, once you go out and just authentically shine, and you are a beautiful soul, Sandy, just keep doing it. When you bring that authentically in, if you have that thought that comes in your head and you go, okay, no, I don't want to do this, right? And somebody keeps pressuring to do something, you've already stated your no. So if you get a little angry after, it's a little valid, right? Because it's like, all right, well, I said no. Well, why? Did you not understand? And then leave it at that, right? Sometimes also doing during this healing process is to realize that we don't have to be reactive, but we can be responsive, right? We don't have to shut down. We can just take our time to respond. So if that means that you want to take a day to answer a person's question, you tell them, I want a day to think about this. I'm not going to do A or B. There may be C and D that we are not seeing. Don't ask yourself if it's somebody's opinions or feelings that they're asking you or putting on you, and see if, or is it the truth? Is it something that is true? And if you're not sure, like I said, I don't know. I would like some time to find out though. I don't want to make a decision for A or B. So like I said, I feel like something is starting. The shift has already happened out of this lack mentality, out of the stagnicity, out of the judgment from others, And so growth isn't easy, but you've got this. Again, we don't go through this to sit in it. Some people choose to sit in it. We don't have to sit in it, right? It's not something that we have to do. I'm kind of messing with my light a little. It's a little bright. So we don't have to go into, again, we choose our reactions and responses. If you're just reactive, then you're allowing somebody to take your emotions, whether that be your pain, right? Like you said, forgive yourself, be more gentle to yourself, right? If somebody comes and tells you you have to just get rid of that, again, this is your experience. Take the time you require for you to be forgiving. Whether that is the moment to take to okay, I want to take a day and relax. It may give you more answers about yourself. So don't feel pressured or pushed into it. It's your experience, right? Um, and yes, we can forgive ourselves. We're shedding layers of ourselves. We're shedding versions of ourselves, right? So we forgive ourselves for putting ourselves in the situation. Or we could sit here and beat ourselves up and go, I was so stupid and all this. What is the choice to move away from it, right? What to move out of it, to move to something better, to take another step. It was a mistake. We learned. We get to step up, right? I know it's not easy to open the heart space, right? Especially when you've got a lot of scars. Some people accumulate them. But those scars were inflicted by somebody that they wanted you to carry their pain. It's not yours to carry, right? That's the purging part, the emotional, physical symptoms, right? It's not ours to carry. We're ready to release. We're ready to change this. We're ready to jump into a different paradigm, right? A different unity conscious of thinking. We're not just thinking about ourselves, but we think because we're aware of how that impacts the person next to us a lot. But if you're putting out the good intent, then therefore if they're having a negative reaction, hello Tammy, hello Carol, nice, it's a beautiful time seeing you guys. If you're putting out the positive intent, you're putting out love out there, and they're having a negative reaction towards you, they're projecting something that you're showing them. You are the light, but you're also mirroring their ego, their shadow back, because you don't have any of those blockages, right? So therefore they're going to throw their ego and hang on to it as much as possible at you. It's not you. You're being your authentic self. So don't be afraid, right? No fears in this. You have support from the universe, your team, the people in this chat. We all love you. That's what Maitri does, right? It opens your heart. So again, we all have this loving energy. You're not alone. There are people that are looking for and building these unity communities. Um, and it's unified with balance between the environment we're living in, the people around us, and where we want to see ourselves moving forward. All right, if that helps you out, that's for Sandy. And again, remember, you're not alone. You can always pop back in here. You can message if you'd like. Where, a lot of us are here. A lot of us have others' perspective knowledge that may actually help you out too. You're not alone. We can send you a lot of love today, right? Help you clear some stuff. So thank you for popping in, and thank you for kind of. I know you've come back quite a few times and hung in there with me with the channel as it's evolved as well, right? We're evolving. So as we ascend, all that is heavy, just leave it to the side, right? We don't require it. It's not something that we require to hang ourselves down with. Even our identity, what is it tied to? Is your identity tied to a material system? Is it for even me? I can paint. I have paintings, but it's not who I am, right? It's an expression. It's just an expression. It's still not the entirety of who I am. So again, like, don't tie yourself or attach yourself to something that is identity. People can change, and you are. All right, who else? I welcome everyone else that came in. That would be Carol and Tammy. I have Jerry still around. Welcome. I did share to a few others. If you guys want to share out, you can. And anybody that would like a reading or anything, a card or two, or questions, or would like to talk about what they're experiencing. Again, we're here as friendliness. That's what Maitri means. It's a Sanskrit word. We're here to bring this love energy in, this acceptance, right? You're here, you've had experience. A lot of people have gone through traumas. Everybody, I would think, has gone through something traumatic. How do we make the steps to heal, right? And sometimes feeling it, to go, okay, you know what, it was a mistake. I bought into this. I didn't mean to, right? What is the step to come out of it? how can we create something that is more stable, not just for myself, but for everyone else, right? An actual stable working system that isn't like the current paradigm that's out there. Current paradigm system, to be honest, puts you in a survival mode. It puts you in this mode of, um, like scraping, lack, right? Fear, things that you require to need, this programming even in a way. So it doesn't allow your natural soul to shine. All right, Carol. I can see if I have travel on the agenda for me. For that, I'm going to use this the Animals Divine deck. If you hear pitter patter, that's karma, both the dog entity and also the karma itself. It may or may not be on the way. So, karma's running. If karma's moving, Carol, does that mean that karma is also moving, right? Okay, so let me pull a card for you and see where we're at on this. I would think that it's bringing movement in for you. I have the Star, so I have you shining. I have Kuan Yin. She's also has the waters on here as well. I have that she's pouring the waters out, right? Sharing the waters. She's shining in her authentic self. She's also got the peacock on her on this one, and I don't know if this is a snake. Nope, she's got a panda bear. So these are all wisdom, right? Peacock being the divine feminine as well, standing in her power. Kuan Yin is also the compassionate heart and nurturing form of incarnation of Buddha. So you're talking about the compassion part, right? And the waters that are moving is the emotional energy still being cleared out, released from this space that you're in, right? The current space you're in. And with that comes this movement around you, the perspective, the energy lifts. I feel like it's kind of been heavy for you, like heavier. It's just giving you this very heavy energy. And this is literally pouring the water out. You have the Star, she's pouring it out, right? She's bringing in the balance, she's pouring the light water out into this, and it's got a lotus on it as well. So a new blossom, right? A new space, a new experience. It's almost like the 3D space around you changes, and without even changing the 3D space even. But you're seeing this movement, this energy cleared out. You're seeing yourself shining on this. Sorry, let's see if I could. You want to see the travel on the agenda for me? I do feel travel. I feel something more inclusive travel, though, or at least to a different space. I forgot one that came out. I have the Six of Pentacles, which is also balance. So I have the Prairie Dog, which is also social. It's a social creature, right? So the Six of Pentacles is also talking abundance in your heart space. So the people around you, the community around you, but also in the finances, they balance out, right? There's no more of this too much in one space and too little somewhere else. There's actually 3 prairie dogs in here, so this is between you and 3 other people. This is an aspect of what you're sitting in. Yes, stifling. Yeah, it's very heavy-ish kind of energy. So the Six of Pentacles with the prairie dog, you're getting this more communicative energy come in, so more communication, more alignment. 6 is bringing into alignment, right? We even have 5 here in the background, 1 on this log that they're sitting on. There's 5 pentacles, right? These stones, the foundations that are being built, they're bringing in a balance in your heart space, so no more stress. I'm not seeing a lot of stress into this. The open communication is allowing you to have this stress kind of start leaving your space, but also this log is this sturdiness, right? It could be a space that they were also inside and sitting inside of it. There's more light in this. There's actually light shining, especially on the prairie dogs on here. And think of them as they're very like hardworking creatures, right? They're builders. They build the tunnels. They build the new homes, right? Where's their next harvest? So even in a way of like a harvest time. So we're talking fall. There's a lot of movement going on in the collective, but also in a worldly thing. And I don't know if anybody else has been feeling this, but it's like something explodes in the corner and it's almost just comes in and drifts out, like it has no relevance to where we're sitting in, if that makes sense. Okay, so the last one I have is Tangoria, and she is the Page of Cups, or he's the Page of Cups. It is upside down, which means that it's on its way, this particular um, message. This is a heart, so it's a cups, right? So you're talking about emotions right now, and even this one she's pouring the waters out, right? Into the ocean. He's under the ocean. Everything that's under the ocean, animals, the creatures, the community, is starting to align and make sense. All the emotions that were hidden on this particular subject, all the things that impeded you from filling that cup, cup coming in, is actually being spilled out. It's like the ocean is literally opening up to spill out in a way, right? All the animals are there. They're there to help you, support you. Um, I could read through the myth of Tangria. I'm doing this intuitively, but again, I do have the book on this one, and sometimes I like going into it because it's got a really cool way of explaining the card, but also the mythologies behind each one of them that are tied to the animals. So this would be overflowing. Oh, wrong one. Page of Cups. Or page of. Yep, I have Page of Cups. 10, ace, 6, 3. It doesn't want to give me the page of it. Wands, swords. There we go. Page of Cups. So this is this emotional. This is imaginative, empathetic, compassionate. I feel like this is the stuff that you're embodying, have embodied, and it's been, again, it's reversed, right? So it's been kind of stifled, sitting on top of you, that you're not able to have this imaginative, this emotional part, right? Your empathy has been taken advantage of and or used against you, if that makes sense. Um, but you're still remaining to be compassionate and pour the waters out, the truth waters, right? You're bringing in the balance regardless of how it is being thrown at you or on you, or the waves coming in towards you. So this is, let me go right in. So Tangri is the Polynesian god of the ocean and sea life. I still get a lot of ocean stuff with you, maybe more water that you're moving towards. It is a lot of movement in these cards that I threw out here, or were thrown out here. Um, so he's an offspring of the earth and sky gods, so that which is together, whose separation resulted in the creation of all life on earth. So his influence is scattered across the Pacific archipelagos, where various incarnations of the sea god can be identified. In some myths, he is portrayed as a malevolent deity, engaging in endless conflicts with Tani Mahuta, god of the forest. In other myths, he is the creator god. So if he's in this endless conflict, I'm seeing this as an end to this conflict. So the more you tell of the endless destructive cycles between Tangaria and Tani Mahuta. After being driven from the forest by Tani Mahuta, Tangaria assumed the domain of the ocean. Tani Mahuta provided the mortals with fishing vessels, spears, and other implements for catching marine life. So this is kind of why we see this war, right? You're seeing this war between people who are materialistic, ego-driven, and people who are protecting this ocean life. That's what I'm getting from here. I'm not going to read the rest on it. So you're seeing people break from their ego. Like it's not that you're questioning even, and sometimes we may, but that we're simply being, and it agitates what they attached their identity or ego to in a 3D way, if that makes sense. So if somebody is using money as a tool or weapon against you, fishing lines, right, lures, you're flipping the ocean over and going, no, these aren't tools that equate or play in the ocean that you're in. So you're bringing the justice back into this, just by simply being in this scenario. So as for moving coming in, yes, because you're bringing the balance in. So this stifling, stagnant energy is going out. It is moving out. It is the ocean, everything in its depth, and the shadows and the darkness, all of that which was put in darkness or tried to put on you or drowned in a way, is not happening. It's being overturned, right? You're seeing, think of yourself as a tsunami pouring out these waters. You're still doing it in a loving, compassionate way, but truth is, delivering the truth to a person, even if they're not quite ready to hear it, is still very compassionate, because you're not allowing them to continue on in the lie that is a comfortable lie that may be hurting themselves or other people. And regardless if they may be ready or to hear it or not. We don't have to keep putting it on, right? We don't have to keep saying it. You say it once, you pour the water on once to clear it. If they choose to do it again, it is their own karma they're dealing with. So stand in yourself. This is what I'm getting. Stand into yourself. You have movement coming. You have both on financial, you have spiritual abundance, and you have the emotional coming in right now. That balance is coming in. The page being the messenger for this love, this energy, this loving, compassionate energy, is overturning the ocean to give not just one cup, but the entire ocean too, if that makes sense. Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to draw one more for you, and then hi Rachel, thank you for jumping in. And again, you guys can ask for cards. I know there's a few people in here. I'm going to possibly go for another half an hour. I may go a little longer, I don't know. I know I've been doing a little bit more random lives. And I'm getting a few other things out on the board as well. So a lot of the things that can help with the art, if anybody else is interested, you can share the link for the art gallery that I have. People can purchase prints through them, but it's more about the story on it, the experience, right, behind it. So I'd rather people just view the art at this point, and it's free for you to view. So if you'd like to suggest a music painting or a song, your favorite songs, you can throw this in the comment section. You can comment on the page. I'm more than happy to jump in and paint a song for somebody, right? See what comes out. It's part of your soul then. Okay, so one more card. Oh, I got a bunch of them. I'll use this one. Okay. Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws at you. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. So you are, like I said, Kuan Yin, you are shining your light, right? Standing in yourself, standing in that truth. It's an inspiration for others to also, and the people in your environment, the prairie dogs, right, to also start coming into the resonance towards you, which also helps the situation overall. So I'm hoping that also helps in your situation. Like you said, you can keep me updated on it. If somebody can give it didn't freeze, Rachel, we're doing good. If you want to, if it froze for you guys, just reload it. I am going to reload these. I'm going to upload the video, download it, I should say, and upload it onto YouTube after. You won't be able to see the comments on here on the YouTube version, but because I'm reading them, you'll be able to go back and understand where in the live that I was being asked and have context. Okay, awesome. I would believe you are. I do. I see it in you. I feel it in you, right? It's the energy coming in. So I have a card that flipped out for the collective. I'm just putting it out there. I'm in a very good flowing energy today. So we have the Condor. We have the Eight of Swords. We have it in reverse, which would be swords are very swift moving. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for coming in too, Carol. Seeing how many more we are in interesting times. So if you guys aren't aware of there's a lot of stuff going on in the 3D world. Also pay attention to how much is impacting your actual world, and if it doesn't, then just keep operating. Keep doing what it is on your path, right? Because it is shifting things. What about your end? Oh, Jerry, okay. So the Condor is inflexibility, self-imposed restrictions, and thinking. Because this card is reversed, we're talking about flexibility. We're talking about unlimited thinking, not self-imposed, we're not tying ourselves in, right? So being free. So the Condors survey an ancient landscape dominated by ruins and swords. The abandoned swords have been left to rust indefinitely and are now firmly entrenched in the aged soil. Ancient markings signify the inevitable nature of past lives. Roots grow amid the grass and rocks of the forgotten land. One of the condors observes the symbol still visible on a sword. It does not know how to remove the sword from the stone so that it can decipher potential messages more easily. The three colors represent birth, death, and rebirth. They hover above the deserted plains for clues into the past lives that once occupied this terrain. They have forgotten to look beyond the confines of the sword-littered environment. So this would be, since it's upside down, it's the opposite. Hi, Rachel. You are experiencing an inability to move forward and to explore other areas for potential answers. Your limitations spilled over into other facets of your being. This is talking about, again, the opposite. We are not limited. We are expanding, right? People are going through ascension right now. So we are not experiencing some limitation. We are being cut free. We are releasing and cutting free that which weighs us down, but doesn't in a way serve the collective. I want to say serve us. We are part of a collective, but also we are, as you come into ascension, you're going into unity consciousness, right? So we speak more on we instead of I. So as we are going through this into unity consciousness, what is it that's not serving the we, right? How is it that something could be harming ourselves and the environment, right? How can us thinking only on ourselves, does it also harm ourselves and the environment? So therefore, when we change it outward to we, how can we fix this? How is there anybody else that is part of the we, right? In the unity community consciousness, how is it that we are starting this new world? It is in, like I said, in journey, we have our. It's in there, our journey, right? It's a journey, right? So it's our journey, but it's also our new world, our new start, right? Our new residence. Everything that is corrupt, everything that is a lie, everything that's illusion, everything that causes a shadow, that causes pain, that causes suffering, is being exposed, and it's being cut away from those that are no longer required to suffer because of the choices that they're currently making and or have made, and willing to make still, right? All right, so can I have a reading? Awesome. Yeah, it was not really a full collective read. It just popped out. Like I said, I'm welcoming everybody who come in here. It's been a while. I'm going to try to do these more either daily or every other day, these lives. And I have been posting some of the art stuff out. So for Rachel, I'm going to do the Akashic, and then I have this other deck that I've been borrowed from Kaliath, and I'm thanked her. I don't remember if I sent her a link or not, but I can send her the after, and she can watch it when she's ready to. And I will draw a few cards from there and see what we get. Let's see. I know a lot of the energy, like I said, today has been more of this, it's kind of, I say bliss, but it's more of this letting things in and release, instead of kind of in a meditative mode. So if something's coming in, is it a problem that is mine to fix, right, or yours to hang on to, or is it something you're simply observing and then let it pass? Do I need to attach on it? Is this something coming from me, right? So is there a way to help? Should I help, right? Is there a way to help? And then what are the actions that we're required to do so? Are you denying somebody else the opportunity to learn in that experience by helping? So maybe questions to ask. It's very floaty energy. So if anybody else is feeling that, let me know, because I'm in a way very much in a loving, blissful energy. But it kind of breaks the logical part sometimes in the brain because it's very observant. It's very flowy. Whereas if I'm logically working on something, my brain is going to open in a different side today. This is more the balanced energy. So I'm in an intuitive place, but in a balanced intuitive place. And as we ascend through this, there's a lot of things just shedding out, right? Just not allowed to attach in a way. All right, so let us see for Rachel. I feel like there's a bit, that was more than one, a bit of confusion on direction. We're going to take this one. Okay, so what I have is, I have a birth. This is 4. it's upside down. So that's something, and we have 4 people in here, so 4, 4, here you go. It's upside down on this card. It's a birth, it's children, right? Birth of an idea. It's something you're bringing into fruition currently, right? I'm going to read the book on it because I'm sure that there's questions in it when it's in reverse. You're also talking about the quantum space. So what was in the quantum space is coming to the surface, right? Your dreams, your aspirations, anything that could be an emotion that is, hey, to look at. Now there's 5 in here, so the change, right? The shift in it, to help propel us forward in a soul space or in a 3D space. So in reverse, it's saying you may find challenges or delays with pregnancy or romance. There may also be some difficulties for one of your children or between you and a child. It could be possible that a child may be leaving for college or going away. Feelings of lovelessness or unfulfilled desires for home and family may be present as well. So be strong and tap the boundless love within. It's a force that can change everything. So again, the change, the shift. Sometimes birth reversed indicates a difficulty in finding your purpose, which requires investigation now. You may be surprised to find clues about your future purpose by looking into your past and even your past lives. Keep looking and don't be dismayed. Your new purpose is waiting to be born. So finally, this card reverse could also show a delay with the other new beginnings, such as a new job and creative projects. In some cases, it's simply that an external opportunity has not presented itself yet. It could also signal that you must work harder and gather your courage to take the first step. Still, this reversal doesn't mean an end to your new start. It just might require finding a different way to go about it. So I don't usually like using the word must in here, but sometimes in a requirement, in order for us to manifest something, is to at least take the first step in it, right? I feel like a lot of this challenge, again, this introspecting and past, is forgiving yourself for situations that which you invested in that may not have come to fruition. It doesn't mean that because the desired outcome didn't come in fruition that something wasn't gained. You've learned from it, you've learned what you don't like, you've learned what you would like, right? You learned the purpose behind it, that it was an experience to go through. You don't have to attach the experience because the experience is not your identity. We are in strings of experience going through this. So it's not our identity, but we're literally an endless soul going through strings of experiences like pearls on a necklace of every nows that we're going through, right? Like through an hourglass. And there's really no time. So time is just the illusion that is put on us, right? That is put in us in a way. It causes fear. It causes tension. It causes this, I'm missing out on something, right? It's not always the case. We're not missing out on our soul growth if we take the time. It's also putting the intent to put out exactly what we want and take, like I said, take the first step in it, right? It's just asking us, what is it in us? What is us, the inside, the soul part? What is the soul yearning to expand into, right? Birth into. Things in the 3D may be a bit stagnant. So this is saying that something inside of you is shifting first in order for a 3D aspect to come into alignment. Alright, I'm going to take these 2. I will flip them over. And then I will draw one from this. It's a deck that helps to inspire too. So time, which is upside down. So I have time upside down. I have magnetism as well. So this is 41, which is 5. So another change, right? 5. And it's upside down. It's discipline and time. So instead of adhering to the limitations of time on your brain, right? The keys, how do you unlock something? This is saying to be more exploratory on it, to open your heart space. Don't get locked into trains of thoughts of thinking, into our brain. Don't get locked into self-judgment or criticism. Don't lock ourselves up in general, right? This, as we go into this, even this survival mode that we put ourselves in because of this judgment, because of the time, the constrictions, this actually creates this pulling in, like a black hole. It pulls us, it pulls energy in from other people, from other sources, right? This is saying to switch the polarity, the magnetism right now, and to shine out. This also has a child on it, right? It's very exploratory. This is the inner child, right? The inner child healing as his birth with the past life, right? Children. So 37, right? So a new beginning. It's 10. And we're watching this attraction magnetism. So you're watching this polarity flip from it being a 0, a black hole, always pulling things in, to a 1, to going, wait a second, I know who I am, right? I know where I would like to or desire to go um, in this life, and I don't have to control anybody else in order to do that. All I have to do is take these steps in for myself. So in survival, in defense right now. Again, so you're in defense and you're defending. I'm going to take a stab as the younger child, right? I feel that somebody says something that puts you in a mode to have to defend yourself, and so you get louder because you feel like you're not being heard, instead of actually allowing the person to have whatever preference or judgment they want on that, because it's not true. You know yourself. You don't have to seek validation from this other person or any other person for that matter, because you are a being here, right? So this is you changing the polarity to, you want to attract, but not attract as in pull everything in, but also you're shining out. So the magnetism changes. You're shining your light, standing in you. It doesn't have to be like on the defensive as much. When somebody asks you something, I feel like you're just quick to judge and jump right into it. Very swift moving energy. This is more of take the moment, instead of being reactive or have somebody put you in the reactive, to take the moment to be responsive, right? Even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's a day, and say, you know what, I don't want to answer that right now. I don't want to have the choice of A or B, because there may be another option. So I would like time to answer this. So take the moment for you, because you're a being here and you're not going to be coerced or pushed into do something that you do not desire to do, right? Find you, stand in you on this, right? This helps with the magnetism part. So instead of pulling everything in like a black hole or drowning in survival, you're you're in this mode of shining out, which does attract more people in the same resonance towards you, and people that can help, right? You're never alone, even though we think we are. So this survival mode, ask yourself where that fear comes from. Is it relevant? Is it a relevant fear? Or is it, okay, I'm going to be without food, water, whatever, if this option I choose, if I don't choose this other option, right? If I choose B instead of A. And maybe there's a fourth option or a third option, right? Third or fourth option into this that we're not seeing, because somebody else is only presenting us with those options. So they're coercing us into a survival mode. And can we navigate it without going into that fear? Survival mode very much is a fear mode, because you're putting in this fight, flight, or like response type. Again, I say response, but more of a reaction. Whereas we can be conscious of how we respond now. We can stand and be responsive. Okay, so I'm going to do one more for you. And Shakti, you just came back in. I didn't call you. I didn't know if you were still in here, but I will do you next. Colleen, welcome. Thank you for jumping on. Miss Colleen, I still have your mugs, and it's just the connection point to get us in there. She had ordered some beautiful sublimation arts on the mugs that we have at Coffee Mugs. I'm still doing those. Those are still a project. So if you're interested, you can let me know. Also, if you guys want to see certain music painted and art, and those can be supplemented, put up in the art gallery. If you have your favorite song, favorite artist, if you're connected to musicians that may have, I could ask them if they have their favorite art and see where that goes, right? Because it's all about the community effort in this, that we are all in this here together, and some are choosing division, whereas as we stand in unity, we just are unity, right? I'm not here to cause division to somebody else. They are already divided in themselves if they're projecting or causing division with others. Okay, so because one didn't pop out, I'm just going to take the top one here. Those difficult times will pass. Nothing bad lasts forever. The sun will shine again. The birds will sing. The clouds will clear, and you will be glad you kept moving forward. You will soon be rewarded for your patience. Hold on. You are far stronger than you think. This for you. For you, Rachel. This would be a parting message for you. It's a soul message for you. So again, you're stronger than you think, right? You may be in a difficult time now, but you have the ability to be responsive and not reactive, right? You have the ability to navigate through this in your being and not be a victim even of somebody else's emotional projection or trying to put you in an emotional space. You are not a victim of your emotions. We feel them, we go through experiences, we're not victims of them. We are survivors of it, but we're thrivers of it. We experience it. We can move through the experiences, right? They don't have to define us. They don't have to cut us, divide us. Right. So again, this would be time to take in healing in your own heart space, right? Remember how strong you are in this for you, right? For what you're fighting. I say fighting for, but what standing for truth. Not really fighting, standing for truth. The truth stands by itself. Okay, Shakti. Do you want me to just do a general for Shakti, or do you have a specific question? Sometimes I feel like it's just a love question. Who's coming in towards me? Sometimes I get those a lot too. And thank you, Colleen, for jumping in. Much love to you guys. Nope, I have one pop out already for Shakti. Whatever it is, it popped out on the Akashic Tarot. Standing for me. Well, yeah, standing for me, but also we. Because you're also, when you stand for we, you're standing for yourself, and then for the good, the truth light that is around everyone else too, right? You're standing for truth in a way. General. Okay, well, we already had one pop out, so we'll do one of those. I'm going to keep with the 3 or 4 that I've been using right now. I have the King of Scrolls, so I have a masculine. King of Scrolls is very much more about the industry part, right? The building part, the writing part of this. I have that is very thoughtful. So usually it can be a young man. This one is showing a young man, but a masculine energy. So more of this, the masculine type energy that is the building energy, right? The one that is the planner, the one that is looking at the prospect, right? In order to build a foundation right now. So this masculine energy, this plan that you put into motion, this bring it in the light, the logical part, right, to build in the light on here, even energy, is somebody that is gravitating towards you. That's why I kind of kept saying, like, is this like a love reading? Do you have some interest coming in? Because I have a feeling that you put something in motion, a business in motion, a plan that is in motion, and this particular masculine energy is also reflected of you taking and walking your own path, manifesting in. They're also in it's reflecting in as an actual person right now. Very strong sense of it. Let me do. Actually, let's do this one, and I'll do one of those. Okay. Thank you for confirming. Some reason it won't show up on my phone. It's showing up obviously on my dashboard here to unhide some of these. So I'll unhide those. I don't know if it'll pop it on the phone or not, but it's on the comment section. Try to see it. Alright, so about an hour. Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna just cut them. Knight of Swords. So I have Kutkinaku, which is the Knight of Swords on here. We know Knights of Swords are the swift moving, right? Knight in shining armor. Very fast moving energy. Usually associated with air energy. Air is very swift, like cutting with air, right? And you're looking at an air sign even. But a messenger, obviously a Knight on Swords. Somebody who's also willing to be the support for that, right? The support for you, to support you in what you're manifesting and walking forward into, because you're already standing in yourself. I'm going to read a little bit of it from there. Get to it. King, Knight here. So this is challenges, conflict, possible opposition. Um, it's funny because I'm seeing this opposition is coming in through, or challenging through, is because of the support that you may not have had a masculine aspect. The challenge and opposition isn't from this person. It is from something that is just generally the old, I'm going to say it's the old paradigm thinking, right? The old paradigm implementation. Because as we are seeing people that are attached into the old paradigm right now, it's shifting, things are crumbling, things are coming out into the light. So people who are attached into the ego part of this, that is causing this conflict. So the Korek people of eastern Siberia believed in a big raven named Kutkinaku. Kutkinaku is sent by the Supreme Being to help humans conduct daily affairs. Kutkinaku aided in hunting, fishing, and was the participant in various rituals such as spiritual ceremonies. He also taught the Korek how to utilize fire as a means of warding off evil. So in a way, this whole Prometheus energy, right? So this bringing the light into the issue, right? And also a protector. So Kutanatu had the ability to transform from human form into raven form and was once sent by the Supreme Being up to the sky to help stop unrelenting rains. So the Korek people, all natural phenomenon, were personified and were thought to be inhabited by souls. The stars, moon, and other elements of the cosmos were anthropomorphized. The Korek reverence for all living things was echoed in their ceremonial rituals. Animal skins were often donned as a means of being transformed into the animal, and shamans often recited the name of Big Raven during shamanistic rituals. So Kutnaku's participation in human affairs, where that came from, is a reminder that we should remain proactive and socially involved. So if we witness our victim to injustice, it is important that we do not turn an apathetic eye to events that could have far-reaching implications. We may have to fight and exert effort to preserve what is right, but the conflict that arises in life are unavoidable. So instead of rejecting the challenges that may be presented to us, it's important to face them with competence, rationalism, and dignity. So I feel like, as I said, you're coming into this, what you're implementing is challenging the new system. You are protected, you have this masculine energy. It is challenging the old system to be in this new system, right? The conflict again would be to, as you're shining truth into it, that how many people attack the light because what you're doing is shining and it shows them their shadows, and they don't want to look at their shadows, so therefore they attack the light or source of light that is allowing them, that is showing them their shadow, right? So we get this conflict coming in. The idea of the raven being that of a voice between the spirit realm and the physical realm, bringing light, truth, light in, right? By bringing fire, by bringing knowledge, gnosis into the actual situation you're going through. So you're not alone. So you have a knight, but this is a knight. I feel like a knight is a bunch of knights. How does that sound, right? You have a huge spirit team, which is the collective. Um, you have the ascended masters. You have your higher self. Hello, Michaela. This is for Shakti. I'm going to do probably two more cards. I got an elemental deck in front of me, and then I have this Soul's Truth deck that I had borrowed from Kalieth. She's a beautiful wisdom woman. So, okay. Yep, I will get to you in a second, Michaela. She asked for a general. Alright, so here we have, so we're saying collective, 44. So here's your 4, right? 4, 4. 4 people in here. That is karma. She just signified your 44, your protection. This is your connection to the biome. So the collective, right? This is how Shakti, you are connected to the collective, right? It is there. It is your knights, right? It is your team. The collective is also making this collective decision to end the old fire in the way. If you're not familiar with the eighth fire, which is an indigenous story, and at the end of times, in a way, it's asking for people to come out of the new way or the old ways to go back I say the old ways, the old paradigm, the old ways of that are imbalanced with the environment, to bring in a new paradigm, right? To kind of even go back to older traditional ways, the shaman part of this, in order to bring in the respect that for the environment we're in and a respect for the people in the community. So this is your connection to the biome. You are guided. You are a guider. You are a teacher here. You are protected. And you have this light that is offering guidance to people. So speak your truth, stand in your truth. We are connected on a node here, right? Okay. I'm going to do one more card for you, Shakti, and then Michaela will do our general for you. And I may actually end after Michaela then. And thanks for coming in, too. Says I have 2 in here. All right. Now we've got one more. There we go. You're not moving too slowly. Drop the self-induced pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals on this path. There is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, carry on. So no more of the 3D influence of you're not doing it in a timely manner, right? You have made the plan, you implemented it. You don't have the restrictions, limitations. You are moving in the correct space. Whether somebody else is trying to push you, the opposition, to move faster, you're already supported, right? You're taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals, on the path. So there's no such thing as being behind. So you don't have to self-induce or put that pressure on you. You literally don't have it. You have the guidance. All of it's in the reading here. Go through with the endeavor to be the teacher or a teacher. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for all of you coming in to help, do a reading, to share in the energy here, information, see what we're all feeling. Again, we are part of a collective, are we not? I did just throw them in there. I'll shuffle them in a minute. All right, so thanks Shakti as well for jumping in. It's always a pleasure. Michaela, I will do a read for you, and then I may actually end live, and it will be uploaded if anybody's interested. This will be uploaded while I was reading the comments. It will be uploaded on YouTube after. I will download it, upload on YouTube just in case. So if anybody's missed it, they can go back on YouTube and watch it. If you're on that platform. So if you don't have to go in through Facebook if you don't want to. Okay, so Michaela wants a general. I'm actually start with the elemental deck, the energy deck. I feel like you have a lot of energy going around in your space right now. There's a lot of emotions coming up. But more of this, the emotions coming up are emotions of, it's kind of like a righteousness. Like, no, this has gone on too long. I'm not playing this game anymore. We're not playing any of that game anymore. So it's not, some people perceive it as anger from you, but it's more of this fire energy, passion, healing energy. Feel like a healer. You are a healer. Get this healing energy. It's a very passionate, fiery energy. You've made a mood or a decision that may have upset the balance of somebody else because you're not allowing the stagnation to continue in your space. So you're actually just, by you moving on your path, it is either a motivating, indirectly or directly, but inspiring, and or you're just going. So if they want to come or not, it's up to them, but you're not waiting anymore. If that makes sense. That's for Michaela. Okay, so I have this equilibrium. We have this change in it to make equal. This again is the equator, right? We have this flip in it, this 5, this change in it. So what once was thought to be equal is actually being brought out into this chaos space so that you can find the equilibrium in it. That's kind of what I'm intuitively seeing on this. So again, you're bringing in this, the equilibrium has already been in balance. We're watching it pervade. We're watching it come in a 3D place. And so now it's letting us see both sides of it so we can see the entirety, the whole of the situation. kind of like taking off the, yes, we have the unconditional love and we've been pouring it out, but at some point, where's the compassion coming back from that person? Okay. Alright, I'm going to do one from here, and then I'll do one on that soul deck, and then I will, it'll be the last read. So Michaela's got the last one today. And like I said, I do have links in here. There's one for the art link, the art gallery, 1111. And you can make suggestions of what do you want to see painted, what music, what's your favorite, right? Make a suggestion. We're all in this together. You could just view the gallery through it. It's free. If you wanted to do a print, they could do that through there as well. They take care of all that on the gallery. And any of the card reads, anything personal like private reads, you can message for as well. Okay. Queen of Wands. So we have Nana Buluku. We have the Queen of Wands. This is, it kind of reminds me of the standing in as the Queen of Wands. She stands in her own energy, right? She knows her house, her abode. She is the one that is bringing the balance back. She's the speaker of truth, the nurturer, the mother in this as well, right? Queen of Wands is the mother energy. We have even Shakti energy. It's a serpent energy, right? The fire energy, your Kundalini rising energy. But it's bringing back this balance into both the environment around you, through past events, through the people around you, the ones that you're taking care of, you're caretaker of, and also allows you to stand in taking care of a business endeavor that you're starting as well. So I'm going to go into Queen of Wands. So female influence, leadership, transformation, and reward. So transformation, as we said, 5, right? It's coming in to bring the equality in. So this is a new idea in here. So when the world became too heavy to support itself, we have one of these creators that curled underneath the earth to help sustain the burden. This is that world snake, right? You're seeing it curl. But the heat of the daytime sun made the serpent uncomfortable. Thus an ocean was created to cool off the creature. Despite all the accommodations made for the serpent, it did occasionally shift, resulting in earthquakes. It's almost this very earthquake-like energy. It may even actually apply to a collective. At this point, there's a lot of shifting going on. So you're watching this cooling and heating, hot and cold, right? Equator. We're watching the equator. We're watching it shift. You're watching things that we thought were equal to now be brought into equilibrium. You're watching things quake, right? Earthquake. You're watching the energy move from stagnant to creativity. Instead of baking in the sun, we are now moving the waters of creation itself. Okay, so last card. This was for Michaela. And also, I feel this is on a collective space as well. So Michaela, you're very much connected to the collective right now, because this is more, feels like on a collective read. Seeing these giant quakes, right? Trust me, I have no idea what's going on because I don't actually watch the news either. So, alright. If you are noticing changes within you, it's because you are leaving the old version of yourself behind. You are elevating and shedding unnecessary layers. Old cycles are ending and new beginnings are on the horizon. You deserve this new chapter. So a new birth of idea. You are shedding the layers, like in the layers of a snake. We are shedding untruth. We are shedding things that are harmful. We are elevating. We are leaving old versions of ourselves. We are bringing, and again, nothing. If you are, nothing changes within you. So again, you're seeing this change within you that is changing the perception around you, but it's also changing the people around you. Your open, the way you open your mouth, the openness of your energy right now is you're getting some people to really introspect themselves. They're putting themselves into a more responsive or reactive role, depending on what perspective they're in, that you're interacting with, your people in your environment. And it's allowing these changes or alignments to come in both your space and the community and people around you. I do feel that there may be one or more people around you that have been, like I said, there's just no motivation, or critical, super critical of you and what you're doing. And you've kind of in a way put your foot down, but you've chosen to even just continue on the path and keep shedding these layers, keep being you, keep getting the core to open up, right? The layers of a lotus flower that keeps opening, and you're at the core and it keeps spreading open, right? You keep birthing open more and more. So this coming in is a new chapter, right? It's a new seed being birthed, it's a new tree being born, it is a new flower being birthed, it's a new garden. um, if you garden, I feel like this is something that you're growing, you've planted, um, you've already put in motion, and you're not waiting for a change to happen. You are implementing the change itself. You are putting that wand in to create. You are putting the passion out to create right now. Um, I actually feel like you're connected more to a women's group too, because this is a lot of feminine energy within here. Or even if this is something that you're building, it may be something really good to build in a feminine a group, a support group to support the creative flows of feminine energy. Not knocking masculines at all. It's just that sometimes, there's masculine groups and then there's more of these feminine groups, right? These ways to express the feminine experience that we're going through here. So this is very much, and allow them to, again, to bring back into equal or justice of what's going on. Get rid of the injustice in it. Shine the light of truth. So I feel like for you, Michaela, you're making this endeavor to, both in a 3D job space, your home space, and a worldly space, because I feel like this is a collective read too. You're putting something in motion that actually is birthing this new world and this new chapter. And the emotions that you may be feeling, getting kind of this upwelling, it's almost like anger, but brought to tears anger. Like enough, they're shedding off because they're not required for you to carry. It's been the biggest thing, even with the Lionsgate portal, is there's things that we hold on to that are not ours to carry, right? They were projections from other people. They were us trying to help them, and we may have felt like we self-judged and didn't help them. So this is actually holding on to things that aren't required. They may not have learned the lesson. It's not ours to continue teaching them. They may learn it from someone else. But also by you speaking your truth and standing in yourself and putting this I feel like this more of a 3D project into motion, it is helping align the collective. It is helping align people around you, whether they gravitate away from you or closer. But it's helping to align and bring this flowing, balanced energy back into your space. So there's a little shaking I'm feeling. That's why the equator, this shake, this earthquake energy coming in. This goes for the collective too. To birth this in, a little shaking is happening right now to kind of awaken more people, or aware of more people of and I said this comment yesterday, ignorant is bliss only to the ignorant. It's blissful to the ignorant, right? How many people are, well, I'm happy and that's all I require is I'm happy, but yet are hurting everyone else around them or the environment because they want happiness and it's from something outside of themselves. So therefore, they're ignorant to what they're doing to other people, right? The self-reflection part. They're not able to be self-aware, self-reflect. There's ways to teach that, and sometimes there's not. So we give them an opportunity as teachers here to help people to self-reflect, be self-aware, empathy, to be compassionate. But if that lesson isn't learned and it's constantly repeated with other testings or other trials or whatever we're going through, and it's still getting the wrong answer, there's at a point where we are no longer be able to keep being responsible for teaching. We're going to keep cramming in the lesson when it's causing more harm for us to step away than to continue on the path and keep building. And there may be somebody or something in the universe that will help to align that person. It may not be us. That's a different kind of lesson and understanding. So if this makes sense for you, Michaela, let me know. I don't know if she's still on here. She's still on here. It says 2 in. I know one of them is mine. One of them is me on here. I do want to thank everybody that did come in here today. I won't end in such of a burp. The last time the power burped, so I wasn't able to continue the live feed. And these videos will be re-uploaded onto YouTube so you can catch the reading, and it will be relevant for whatever time you catch the reading at. So my name is Rosemary. Thank you for joining us at Maitri Arts and Prints. I do arts and prints as well, but I also do readings, and a lot of it, again, everything is intertwined. There is no separateness. Everything in here has its relevance, its purpose. Um, and if you'd like private readings, or if you'd like to engage in any of the art and the creative parts of this, because we are all creatives here, there's ways for me to put up sessions for that as well. Let me know, message, leave a link. It'll be on the YouTube, but it's on my channel. And you can email me, is probably the best way, or message through here. So, or private message, that's fine too. All right. Thank you. Thanks for coming in, Michaela, and everyone else. And I'm going to leave you at that. Have a good day wherever you are in the world, day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, and much love to you guys. Thank you.